Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart. In this technical analysis of the stock market video, we're going to take a look at the New York Composite Index and the McClellan Oscillator, one of the key indicators I look at on a daily basis to see what they're telling us. And then check in on the semiconductors, the financials, and the Nasdaq Biotech. Why am I calling this the 10-year anniversary technical analysis of the stock market? Because Monday is 10 years after the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed at the high in 2007 before the whole financial crisis started into 2008 and bottomed in 2009. So the high of 2007 occurred on October 9th, and the intraday high actually occurred on 2 days later on October 11th. So here we are sitting at a new all-time high 10 years later. Stay tuned. Okay, here's the daily chart on the New York Composite, and my preferred wave count that I've got this set as if it is in minute wave 5 of minor wave 5. And of course, that's of intermediate wave 5. And all of these, whenever I say 5, that is the final wave count of a 5-wave sequence, okay? So we are getting very close to the top. Now, when I say minute, that is the first wave structure of the degree, one lesser degree below the minor wave, okay? So 3, 4, and we break it down. This is minute wave 5. This is minuet level. So you take it one level below to the next degree lower. And I think right now that we've got 1, 2, a strong 3, looking for a 4, and then a 5th to finish it off. Now, the alternate wave count in here is that this actually, let me get my marker. There we go. The alternate wave count is that we have 1, and then we have an A, B, C flat, 2, and so that's why I've got the 2 right here, and that then 3 occurred right here, and that's why I've got it labeled there, and then 4 here, and then one final 5th wave here, and that would make a 5th and final wave. That's the alternate count. We'll see how this plays out. Right now, no matter how you call it, we are at an extreme. We've been way outside the Keltner channels on the New York Composite. It's a similar type thing on all of the indices. We're very extended right now, so we'll watch to see what we get over the next week or two. All right, that's the New York Composite. Now, the McClellan Oscillator, which is what I also show here on the New York Composite. Let me get this aligned. Okay, that's a little better. So the peak that occurred on the McClellan Oscillator occurred right here on September 1st. All of this trend to the upside, all of this movement to the upside has not been confirmed by the McClellan Oscillator. And now the McClellan Oscillator has settled back on down. The reading on Friday was 10.76. We're right in the neutral zone. We are dead neutral on the market. They literally could take this. I would be shocked if it continued to take it to an extreme to the high side, but it's wide open and ready to take it to the downside if it wants to, because right now the market is dead neutral. Okay, so that's the picture on the New York Composite, and very similar with the other indices. Let's take a look at the semiconductors. The semiconductors, we're looking at a daily chart, and I think there's a real good high probability that since this June low, or actually July 3rd low, that we've got 5 waves up. And what's interesting is in this 5th wave, we are seeing major divergence on all of my indicators with this leg up in here. So right now, I'm not expecting this push to last, although it did close pretty much on its high for the day and high for the week with semiconductors on Friday. The next one we'll take a look at is financials. We're looking at the weekly chart on financials because the daily really doesn't tell us a whole lot new. We're in a pretty solid uptrend. We're trending above that 10-week moving average. We had a pretty solid week to the upside, breaking above in here. So right now, there's no breakdown, no sign in the financials that they're breaking down. They closed 25.86, the high for the week, 25.86. Now this is back here in 2007 all-time high, so we're still well below that picture right now. but the trend to the upside continues. And of course, why is that happening? It's happening because interest rates, long term, a lot of the interest rates, the dollar index has been creeping higher because the anticipation is the Fed is raising interest rates, and therefore it will help the financial banks, etc. Okay, that's financials. Let's take a look at the Nasdaq Biotech. Let's take a look at the daily chart first. I talked about this. I showed a chart on stock squawks during the week. Had a little breakout above this, not an all-time high, but definitely a high during the year. Let me make sure that's correct. Yes. And we broke above it here on the 2nd, and we continued to push. But the next day, this was the thing that, you know, I was really concerned that we're going to get a little bit of a bull trap in here. And then we broke down that second day and came back below the previous high. I would have liked to have seen this be more of a gap up on the next day and continued push after this move here on the 2nd. So I'm a little bit cautious about what's going on in here, and it's been very slow. And now we got a couple of dojis here Thursday, Friday. When we look at it on a weekly chart, here's the view. Here's what we're running into. We're running into previous highs back over here in 2015 that I think is providing some resistance in here, slightly above the high for the week this week. The other thing is this picture of a rising wedge is still a legitimate pattern. We'll watch and see how this plays out, given that it's running into resistance right above the highs of this week. All right, that's it for this week. If you thought the video was helpful, please hit the thumbs up and share the video with others. And if you're not watching it on my website, head on over to the website at joehenches.net. Check it out. Check out the other posts and the things I've got for you over there. That's it for today. Everyone have a great week.